everyone. What was that? Hello everyone, welcome to our Saturday night D&D session where we follow the exploits of Team Soteria, also known as the Tribor branch of Acquisitions Incorporated. However, they're a little far from their hometown. They are currently in the city of Splendors, Waterdeep. They're there for a number of reasons, but the most prominent of which is they are there investigating the claims of a certain noble family from Waterdeep. They claim that they are the biological parents of one of the party's tiefling members, specifically the tiefling bard known as Independence or Indy. They just arrived at the city, and they are currently staying in the same room that they stayed in last time they were in the city, at the tavern, the Yawning Portal. I think that's pretty much what we did last time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Oh, I gotta grab my list of all the things we wanted to get done.
Ooh, notes. That's smart.
But yeah, if there's no sort of clarifications on things you did last episode, we will start the session. It's still early in the morning. You guys have just sort of purchased your room, or you made a deal with Dernan, the Iron Portal's owner, for a half-price room, so long as Independence is able to sort of perform and please the patrons. Later in the day, early morning, most taverns don't get a lot of business, but especially into the afternoon and evening, that if you perform well and bring in more customers, then he's willing to take off half price for your rooms. He did warn you that there is another bard who sort of now frequents the Yawning Portal, and you might have to work out some sort of deal with her, just because he doesn't want you guys to sort of, compete with each other, as it were.
Bard off.
Yeah.
But that will happen much later in the day, as it is currently morning, around, let's say, around 9 a.m. So the rest of the day and the city is open and available to you. So you guys can just take it from here.
Coolio. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Dope.
So, we go to the church, which I don't think we should do if anyone's not going to be here today.
Yeah.
Got the inheritance, of course, figured out. The Rosnars, who I didn't know and still can't remember what they're all about.
I don't think
Check
you
out
met the
food vendors.
Rajnars.
Yeah, no. So I have no idea. I have it written down, but I have no idea who they are. The food vendors, and of course the librarians. So basically, do we want to get the super important inheritance out of the way first, or do we want to find some vendors?
So, kind of metagaming here. I kind of want to tackle this when more people are here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know?
Mm.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say on that.
Just want to go to find some food vendors then?
Yuppers.
Just keep in mind, Evelyn's not going to be here next week either.
That is true.
And I am also not going to be here next week. I was going to tell you guys after the session, but...
Yeah, okay. Well,
there you go, anyways. Well, we can always, the food vendors might not take too long, so we can always just, knock those out and then get started on the inheritance stuff. But whatever. We'll see how it all works out.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so are any of you merchants, members of a guild, for your background, come from a merchant family, maybe, anything like that?
I am not.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Then you will need to do some exploring to find some vendors.
All right.
You
Would
can
I
always
have
ask
any-
around.
Would I
of
have any
course.
insight on this? Because I live here.
Now, yes, so you would know that Waterdeep, the vendors and all sort of trades usually are part of some, like all sorts of businesses are usually part of some sort of guild. And there are many guilds of Waterdeep for pretty much any sort of trade you can think of. But you don't know where they're located per se.
Huh.
But which one you want to find is entirely dependent on what you plan to sell with your food cart, clip-clop food stop.
Did we ever
Clop,
agree on that?
stop, you're the home for all your slop.
I thought we were sweets and drinks was what we decided on, or was that
No.
just an option?
I think that's just an option.
Well, what did you want to sell?
Oh, in terms of what we're selling.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the name.
No. I'm saying I
Okay.
thought we decided that we are going to sell sweets, like baked items,
Yeah,
and drinks.
that sounds good to me.
Like a bar.
And guess what? The decisionist is not here. We can decide for ourselves.
Indeed we can, unless they call another vote, in which case...
Well,
Yeah,
if
but
you all
is
vote in
that-
accordance, you will outrank her.
Yeah, besides, we will have already gotten the people to hire. Like, we're not gonna go back.
Yeah, we just need to hit the
That's
point
true.
of no return, and her vote really doesn't
Exactly.
make a difference.
Let's
Yeah.
take the dive.
We just gotta commit right now.
Well, if Rex, it's not far-fetched for you to realize this, or anyone who's just familiar with. If you're selling sweets, or and spirits, you're probably looking for like a baker's guild, or maybe like a distillers or brewers guild as well.
All right.
Would, as residents of Waterdeep, would we have any idea where that is?
Give me a. This would be I think this would be a history check because this is something you read probably because you didn't really get out much. Nat didn't, and Rex didn't as well. You were
Oh,
mostly
come on. You
confined.
think that Nat wasn't frequenting the sweet shops whenever they could?
History check.
I mean,
Ready?
it wasn't in your backstory, but you can say it was. Yeah.
Now, what's up?
I'll just give it history.
Oh, did you not mean me?
Yes, you too.
Are we
27.
good with still rolling our own dice, or do you want them in bot?
In the app, I'm sorry, in Roll20, we'll just do that for combat because it's a lot faster and easier for that. But just rolling for
that's
skill
true.
checks, it's fine if you want to do your own die.
I like doing
Yeah,
combat
14.
with real dice.
Yeah, but it's a lot faster and easier, and I can see the results if you do it in the app, so I don't have to like go back and ask you. And combat already takes a long time. And I don't want to
Do it.
well, sometimes it's necessary, but I don't want to prolong the experience with maths.
Okay.
So yeah, Rex, you would realize that there are, and I'm looking at where it is. Okay, so there is something called, and I'll look these up later, but you're looking for a place called the Master Baker's Hall in the Castle Ward of Waterdeep. And you're also looking for the House of Good Spirits in the Southern Ward of Waterdeep.
Castle Ward, Southern Ward.
Cool.
House of Good Spirit. What was the first name?
Oh, 1 second.
Sorry.
The Master Baker's Hall. And I will
Master
I'll
Bakers.
ping these on the map if I can find them. If not, I'll look up where they are later.
Let's see. I guess let's just
They're not
head
too
whichever
far
one's
Okay, I see
close.
one.
Yeah, they're pretty far.
Master Baker's Hall is right here, underneath the Hawkman, in between the Hawkman and Castle Waterdeep, where I'm pinging. That's Master Baker's Hall.
And where'd you say the spirits was?
And then House of Good Spirits is in the Southern Ward in 1 second.
Oh, wait. Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to go past the bakers to go to the spirits. Well,
That is, where's Caravan Court? That's like right here.
Okay.
Is where House of Good Spirits is.
well, then again, we're at the Yawning Portal. Dang it! You gotta.
So
go
you're kind of
this
in
way.
between both of them equally.
Oh my gosh.
Wowee.
All right. I'm gonna hold on. I need to find a coin. Oh, here we go. Yep, I'm gonna flip a gold piece. All right. Heads is the Baker's Hall. Tails is spirits. Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
We're going to the Bakers.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Off we go. Now we'll hop on Oakman, of course.
That's around where they are. I'll move them around later.
Oh, dang.
Okay,
I
so
didn't realize how good poison spray was.
Poison spray is good if
Indy just says as we're walking down the street.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, poisoning people.
I mean, Constitution is, most creatures have a high Constitution score. A lot of creatures are, a lot of creatures are immune or resistant to poison as well. So.
Yeah, but like if... Yeah.
But if they're not.
If they're not, it's great.
Yeah.
Alright, Master Bakers, which is down here. Nope, up here.
I thought you were saying something else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they really have to call it Master Bakers?
It's called Master Baker's Hall, okay? That's what it's called. The leader, which I'm going to change the name of, but for now, the placeholder name, because I doubt this person is over 100+ years old. They're called, for now, they're going to be called Dundold Boldharas, which I do not agree with, and once again I will shake my fist and
Perkins?
scream Perkins at the sky. But this was the guild master back more than 120 years ago. So they're probably not them. It's probably not them anymore.
Well, what race are they? Are they dwarves?
It's
or
red.
elves?
It's having a link. With a name like that, it's probably a dwarf.
In that case, I think it's reasonable that they are...
Yeah, but you got to figure it out. They had to work their way up too.
Do you run into any trouble on our way there?
You don't. I mean, Waterdeep's a fairly peaceful city. It's patrolled by, flying
You get mugged and
griffin
you lose all your
riders.
money.
I mean, there's occasional grifters and scam artists and pickpockets, but for the most part, you guys are decked out, and people would be crazy to try to steal from you. Also, you don't have really any wealthy-looking people amongst you, I don't think. Like, none of you are obviously, like, wearing fine clothes or, have gleaming, metal armor or shiny things on your person a lot. I don't think.
Well, I got that shiny armor, of course.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're also carrying a very giant hammer as well. So.
That's right. So is this a new day or?
This is the same day.
Okay. Just wondering if I need to hit spell.
Okay, and so you're gonna be talking to, this is once again placeholder name, Dundhold Boldharas, and You approach the Master Baker's Hall, and let me have a description here.
Oh wait, before we do that, first off, should we figure out how many people we want, right? And what specifically we want them to be doing, right? Like what they're going to be making. I don't know. I'm not a chef.
Neither am I.
Maybe we should. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should let them handle that.
Yeah,
We
it's
know the dimensions. We know the equipment. We can just ask for their recommendations.
yeah. Hey, we have. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Anyone else? No.
Sorry, I was typing something. Okay. All right, yeah. So you can fairly easily enter or at least approach the Master Baker's Hall. You see there's this livery outside. It looks like just like a field of white with a light blue chevron on it. And you approach. It is. I don't think it has a description of the building, but let's just say it's a 2-story building. You do begin to, so as you approach, begin to smell that sweet smell and the comforting smell of fresh baked bread.
What do we see?
I'm sorry, you asked what did you see?
Yeah. Like who's there?
Well, you're still outside,
Oh, yeah.
approaching. It looks like to be like it's a walled sort of. There's a wall there, but there's a gate as well. There's no like guards per se. So you guys can pretty much just stroll on in if you want.
Cool.
Why not? Let's go.
All right, inside there is a receptionist. It's a very sort of, it's like a stone floor, a smooth stone floor, and you see that there's a receptionist, and behind her is this sort of fire going, and you see that these smells are sort of emanating from that fire. And she's standing sort of far away enough from the oven and the fireplace to not for not to be too uncomfortable for her. But she says, "Welcome to the Master Baker's Hall. May I help you?"
Yes. Hello. We have a food cart that we are looking to hire some folks to basically run and bake in there and sell the goods, whatnot.
Cart. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like a mobile kitchen. It's brand new, cutting edge.
Oh, this is the first I've heard of that. That sounds interesting. Let me about
We have a
how
patent
many
on it.
people are you looking are you wanting from the guild to staff your mobile restaurant?
So basically, we were hoping um, for you to, as more of an expert than us at least, let us know how many you think would be best for operating in such
Yes.
an area, and then I'll describe the layout.
Okay.
Of it.
She does when you start describing. She holds up her hand and she pulls out a notepad and begins writing down what you said.
Cool.
And she says, and she says how much how much? What is the quality of goods you're looking um, to sell?
We
Not like,
you know,
It's like a
high-end,
fine
high-end
dining,
No,
Yeah,
the
not
finest
like
cakes for
no,
nobles, or
not
a
necessarily
comfort
fine
food type
there's
dining.
this
kind of
trend
feel.
called cornerstones going around.
Yeah, it's like something that is perhaps easy to make to get the best. We want something that'll taste good,
A lot of our bakers are
like food that's good enough.
okay. Well, I must warn you, we might be a bit low on people of that skill level. A lot of them are being hired by this chain of restaurants known as Big Daddy Dinar's Yum Yum Hut.
We will pay more than Big Daddy Nar's Yum Yum Hut.
She there's a chuckle when you say that.
Of course he's fucking involved.
How much does Dinar
They
pay?
have a lot of restaurants, and you are one restaurant, and so
And that means there'll be more in demand.
she just shakes her head. She's like, this is just your first business?
No, this is an offshoot of Team Soteria, your semi-local Acquisitions Incorporated branch.
I don't know what that is. I know who Acquisitions Inc. is, but I don't know who you are.
We
Okay,
run Clinks
that's
and
fine.
Drinks.
Shakes her head.
In,
Not ringing a bell. So let's just go with this is your first business venture.
Sure thing.
Yeah, that works. That's fine.
And she's writing this all down, and then she rings a bell, and this young boy comes out. Probably around not yet teens, maybe an apprentice of some sort of a baker, and she hands the notes to him, and he runs off back into the back room, and she says, "Oh, it'll just be a moment. Please wait. Please wait in the lobby there. There are some fresh baked goods there for you to sample as well. If any of them do interest you, please let us know so we can amend what you're looking for."
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Now we'll go over and find the sweetest looking thing and start chowing down.
There are things like coated in glazes and honeys. There's this strange, like, circular looking flaky pastry with a glaze on it, and when you bite into it, there looks to be like fruit inside.
Is there any caramel? God, I love caramel.
Caramel
On
is good.
breads, probably not so much, because you aren't a bakery.
You never had caramel rolls?
There are cinnamon rolls here.
We should sell those.
There are cinnamon rolls with the cinnamon and the glaze on them as well.
Those are good. Have you guys ever heard caramel rolls? It might just be like a Swedish thing.
I don't think so.
I think I've heard of it.
Anyways, but yeah, cinnamon roll sounds delicious. Now it does. Right?
Yeah, we've got cinnamon buns.
They are like these wafers with like fruit and honey in between them. They're like pressed.
Man, too bad Joanna isn't here.
And there's stuff with like powdered sugar on it and stuff.
What kind of honey?
Bee honey.
Is it sustainably sourced?
Oh.
I mean,
should we?
during this time, everything else, I mean, it would have to be sustainably and like sourced. Like they don't have like
Listen,
massive.
the people
farms.
don't. The people will not know what they want. We have to tell them it's sustainably sourced.
Yeah, you can just tell them and lie though.
But we can also tell the truth about it being sustainably sourced. Who cares if everyone else is sustainably sourced too? We're the one that's advertising it.
I mean, you can. If you mention that to the receptionist, she will not know what that means.
Okay, I'm not actually sure, but does Aileen does she know a lot about honey too, or is that
I think
not so
that's
much?
Joe, like
Okay.
Joe, putting that into Aveline.
Because I was gonna say if it was Aileen, then we should do something honey based, but if not,
I think that's more just Joe's thing. I could be wrong though.
She didn't
but yeah,
mention
I'm
it in her
definitely
backstory. But yeah, it's typical sorry, excuse me. It's kind of like medieval sort of sweets. So it's not like a lot of there's no corn syrup or it's a lot of uses of actual like real sugar and honey and fruits in the sweets. 'Cause that's pretty much all they had, cane sugar and what have you.
Cool.
And yeah, so well, a little while, and this very portly looking dwarf comes up to you, and he smells like bread. That's the first thing you can get from him, and he's sort of coated in a fine layer or powder even
A fine layer of bread.
of it's like and
It's
I'm gonna brain
flour.
fart.
he's become a shoot. What's the beef Wellington?
It's not the it's the flour. That's what it's called. Sorry, I had a brain fart. I couldn't remember it.
Sorry.
It's flour. It seems to it seems
Beef
to
Wellington, man.
trail behind him in a cloud as he walks.
He's a flour genasi.
And he has this towel that he has wiped his face with. Obviously, you can tell. And he is putting on a pair
Here,
of spectacles.
the problem though, his face got dirtier.
I mean, it's enough for him to see now. He's pulled out his spectacles from this case he's carrying, and sort of is looking over this sheet that's been provided to him, and he says, "So I take it you are the it says here Team Soteria.
Indeed, we are.
Oh, you are also from Acquisitions Incorporated. Well, that's quite lovely.
We are indeed. Do you know them well?
Well, we have a business arrangement with one of the other teams. We provide them with bakers for stores that they have licensed.
Oh. Oh, you mean
Yes, perhaps you've heard of them. They sell this novel treat that I hear comes from the Desrin Valley. It's called the Cornerstone. What was their name again? They were called the Big Daddy Dinar's Yum Yum Hut. I don't know who this Dinar person is or why he is big or a daddy, but they've been snapping up our bakers faster than we can provide them.
Fun fact, I'm wearing the Dinar C-Team shirt right now.
Yes. So, I believe your assistant has given you some of the information on this.
Yes, you have a small kitchen, looks like here. How many people per day were you planning to sell to? Like, what's your average? Do you expect? Average amount of customers per day do you expect?
Well, how many people live in?
Because we can fit probably 2 to 3 bakers inside this kitchen of yours, small such as it is. But if you're expecting a low, customer count, probably 1 or 2 will suffice.
Okay. Now, could you fit? Just hypothetically, could you fit 3 people and another person that we will also need to run the drinks side?
He thinks
Or is that just not even
he's
an
looking over
option?
the dimensions again, rubs his chin, and he says, "It will be a tight fit, but I think you would be able to do it." For a kitchen this side, I would say no more than 5. Any more than that, and you risk an accident.
I don't know. What do you all think? Because so here's the thing. I'm not even sure about still. Are we just leaving this in Tribor when we go off, or are we bringing this everywhere?
It's kind of like something you guys should have thought about before you bought it, but hey.
I thought we were just leaving it and letting the maybe bringing it along.
This is entirely a joint venture among the players. I have had no part in this.
I don't know. Come on, guys, help me.
What?
Help me.
It's entirely up to you guys.
Are we going to be bringing this wherever we go, or are we leaving it in Tribal?
Or you can go up and down the long road, or the tradeway. Like, there's a lot of you could just, What do you guys
That's a
want to
good
do?
question. I don't know.
Like the long road, it could hit Waterdeep, Amphale, Red Larch, Westbridge, Tribor, Long Saddle. It could go on the Evermore Way and hit Connaberry, Yartar, or the Stone Trail, hit Belliard, Summit Hall, Golden Fields, Wamford.
I say we go. I travel around a lot, so wouldn't I sort of know like some of the more popular places to like get food, like places that would perhaps benefit more from having a nice portable cart that gives out food.
The merits of a mobile restaurant are you're trying to go to different places that you don't have a presence in. So if you stay in one place, it kind of defeats the purpose.
Oh yeah.
But as far as like where the food critics are, it would be the major cities. It'd be Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate, all those. So you would, if you're looking for that, you might have some traction if you go up and down the Sword Coast, which I will move you guys to so you can see. And it's gonna take a while to load because this map is huge.
It's already loaded for me.
But yeah, you can go up to Luskin, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, all the way down to Athkatla. That's really far south, though. And hit all the small settlements along the way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if it is going to be, moving up and down quite a bit, I think that 3 would be.
What's Evermeet? What's Evermeet?
Evermeet is an island. Sorry.
It's where all the elves go.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
What do you? How many do you all think?
Sorry?
How many people do you think we should hire from here? I think 3.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds good to me.
All right. Then I'll say I think 3 people. Good.
He says, okay, well, we can get you. Sorry, I'm drinking soda. I'm burping. we can get you. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, we are almost our more experienced bakers are being recruited by Big Daddy Dinar, but we can get you some new bakers who have just finished their apprenticeship. But you'll need to give us a couple of days. Now, however, let us discuss payment.
Of course.
Of course.
And he says it will upfront cost will be. I'm of course I'm assuming that they will be getting a percentage of the share the sales as well. But to get these bakers, we guarantee the quality, of course. And if you have any complaints, as long as they are well documented and you can explain why, we can replace them for you for no charge. But the standard rate is 10 gold up front with and then followed by 5 silver pieces per month thereafter.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
sounds more than reasonable.
Yeah. That sounds good
That's
to
per
me.
person, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, that all sounds very good.
Well, it is a pleasure doing business with you. I will, of course, um, I will provide you with. Let's say I'll bring 6 individuals in front of you, and I'll have them prepare their signature dish or a dish they a confectionery or bread or whatever they are most proud of, and we'll see if it's whatever they do make is something in the vein of what you're looking for. And you can
Sounds
choose
great to
3.
me.
You can choose 3 out of the 6.
Wonderful. And will we be paying you then?
Yes, of course.
All right. They'll hold out a paw to shake.
Yes, where may I contact your party when I have assembled these bakers?
We are staying at the. I know this one. Everybody should know this.
That most famous of
Uh,
taverns, the Yawning Portal.
The Yawning Portal. Yes.
Yes.
The Yawning. Found it.
Of course, I will
Yes,
send.
we'll be staying
I will
at-
send
for-
someone there.
Wonderful.
Great. Thank you.
The owner knows where they. So just let him know that you're looking for us.
Yes, we supply Darton with a number of fine wares.
All right. I think with that, now we'll be off to go get the other half of the crew.
Coolio.
So now we'll, give a little bow and then, head out the door.
He does as well. It's a pleasure doing business with your esteemed
Pleasure.
personages.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
All right. And there is not a name for the leader of the Vintners, Distillers, and Brewers Guild. So it is, going to be a placeholder name as well.
Okay.
And so you guys take a while to trek down there. Along the way, nothing sort of untoward happens. But you have, you come across this, a bunch of children playing out in the street. And then when they see you, they begin looking at your cool armor and swords and stuff, and are like, asking them, like, can I touch your sword or your hammer? In the case of Nat, how many monsters have you killed? Like stuff like that.
We've killed quite a few. I don't quite remember off the top of my head, but it's a lot.
Yeah, Nat would just like hold out their like let two kids under the hand, just kind of like lift them up. Like they have to lift it up like way over their head to get the kids off to the ground because they're so short.
Yeah.
What is your strength score now? Is it 18?
18, yeah.
Yeah, you're
so
fine
I can
then.
do it.
You're fine then. Yeah.
Looks,
You're fine then.
It looks like I can't do it.
If it was like 15 or 14, then I would have had you made a roll. But with an 18, 2 kids is nothing. They look to be around 6 or 7. And then this goes on. They're following you as you walk, but once they sort of get to the sort of edge of the street you're walking on, they hear like a sharp whistle comes from this building behind you. It's rather large, 3-story building. No, sorry, it's 2 stories. And you see this older girl come out. She looks to be about 14 or 15. And she says, "You know the rules. Come back inside. Lunch is ready." And they all go, "Aww." And they all climb off of Nat and stop bothering you guys and walk back dejectedly into this large building. And over it you can see the words. It says, Amelia's Home for Lost Children.
I wonder why my parents didn't just leave me there. Whatever.
And that's sort of the only thing that really happens on your way to the House of Good Spirits. Of course, you do see more of those crazy doomsayers. You saw a couple of them along the way to the Master Baker's Hall as well. They seem to be more prominent here in the Southern Ward. But, none of them, like most of the ones you've seen, or all the ones you've seen, not many people are paying them much mind. Just their number has increased. But you make to, otherwise you make to the House of Good Spirits without, much incident. And inside is another receptionist. Inside you see, it's very similar to, this is like a dark wood paneling in floor, rather than a stone one. But the reception desk and is very similar as well. You do notice that behind the receptionist, there are stairs leading down into a basement. But she says, let's make this one. He says to you, and this is an elf, and he says to you, "Good morning. What can I do for your?" And he sort of looks you over and down before he sniffs and says, "Persons, are you sure you are in the correct place?"
Indeed we are. What's your name, good sir?
My name is.
Just name him Archibald. Make it easy.
My name is. It's gotta be elf though. It's like add more eyes
Archibaldus.
and apostrophes.
Archibaldium.
My name is. Let's go. Let's go with.
Archibaldium, I think, is a great name.
Percival.
I don't know about you.
My name is Lyriel.
Okay.
Who on the team drinks? Nat doesn't really do.
Indy drinks a little bit, but not like a ton.
Rex drinks quite a bit.
All right, Rex,
Yeah, me too.
do this.
I'm sorry, I was AFK. What are we doing?
We are at the. Wait, he just wrote it down. The House of Good Spirits, looking to get our for.
Gotcha. So I will, as Rex, kind of lead with Indy near me because I know he's good with people. I kind of go in and try to find somebody important.
Well, you are at the receptionist sort of
Oh, I'm
desk,
sorry. I
and
missed a
he
lot of
is
that. Sorry, I
asking
had kid
you
stuff
if
going on.
if you need anything. But rudely, of course. I mean, he seems to be looking down his elven nose at you.
Is he wearing glasses? Did he push him up?
He
So Rex
is
is gonna make
not.
it. Okay, I get it. Rex is gonna make a show of like looking for some of his robes, and he's gonna very intentionally flash a little bit of the Order Watchful Mage's badge, and just important looking things that he keeps in there. And then he'll grab a piece of paper out from just a pocket in there, and he'll say, "Yes, hi. We were looking for, just a supplier. We are, uh, s- we own a business, a food cart actually, and we would like to supply it with desserts and spirits, and that's why we were in your store. Um, is this a partnership you'd be interested in?"
Is this a order function?
What did you say?
Is it an order function?
Order function?
A watchful order function, good sir.
Oh, no.
No.
Sorry, and he puts his hand over where it was inside the row. No. I apologize. No, this is a separate venture.
I see. And he says, will you be needing a... he says, what type of spirits are you looking to provide for your patrons?
Have we talked about this?
Nope,
No.
it's up to you.
We deal with all manner of spirits here, being ales or beers or wines,
Um, anything to go with a
mead.
late dessert fare. So we're thinking maybe some ports, maybe some. Rex would know this shit. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
struggling to
So
come up with some of the names.
yeah, I
I'm
wouldn't
thinking
know
of
this
like
either.
stuff
But
like
he would
Frangelico, which
he
is
would
like a dessert
recommend
liqueur.
some liqueurs, and he would like
Yeah.
probably some light stuff, I would imagine, to complement. He would offer a variety of things. He would say, well, we have things that can complement the taste or contrast the taste, or we can provide you with a bit of both.
Both would be great. We would be wonderful.
And he says, um, and how many bottles would you need? Like, what
I'm
is
sorry.
your...
My connection is horrible. You keep. So
Says, how many bottles would you require? How many people are you planning on serving? This food cart sounds like a novel concept, but from what I can hear, it sounds like a mobile restaurant. Is that correct, good sir?
It is, yes.
It.
Yeah, go ahead, Indy. Sorry, hey.
Oh, yeah. No. It is a mobile mobile restaurant. We have some bakers coming from the Bakers Guild. Yeah. We plan to be serving hot eats and good treats.
Nice.
Cold eats, good treats.
A better tagline might do your business wonders. Anyway,
I fucking hate this dude.
I will talk to the master Vintnia and get back to
The
you
Dairy
shortly.
Queen is hot eats, cool treats. There we go. I'm
He
so
says,
confused.
he
The
says,
Dairy Queen.
he
It's
says,
just the Dairy.
oh, you can go ahead.
The Dairy Queen motto is "We treat you right." I'm sorry?
I mean, they sell frozen treats. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, but like, we treat you right? That sucks.
But he says,
Oh, now it's happy tastes good.
they've changed a lot. He says, good sir, one more thing. The quality you're looking for. We have wines dating all the way back to when Waterdeep was first founded. Magically preserved, of course. But they are, as you might expect, quite expensive. Probably not something you're willing to sell to the common man. But what is the quality of spirit you're looking to provide your patrons?
Um, perhaps like middle of the road, like nothing too expensive. You get my drift.
We want something the common man will recognize.
The middle American would love.
I don't
Could
know
get a
what an
pack
American
of bourbon.
is.
Way to go!
So, but anyway, yes, okay, middle of the road.
Have you not heard of America? It's this fantastic place in the middle of the ocean. It's like it was an island that sort of sank to the bottom of the sea. They've got great food there.
No, I have not. It must not have been very important then. Anyway, and
They took our jobs!
this is in character, so he doesn't know what America is, guys.
It's like like sea people, like mer,
Just let it go.
mer.
And he says,
You're trying too hard. Come back. Get back.
he says,
Circle back.
I can't
Circle
come back
back.
in the comedy zone. I can't go back.
and he says to you, it appears we have all necessary information. I will prepare a selection for you to sample. Come back tomorrow, and we will have it for you. You can sample some of the wares that we have selected and choose which ones you would like, and the quantity of which you would like to supply your mobile restaurant with.
Great.
Yeah, that sounds good. Is there a time that you'd like it to be back?
He says around this time is fine.
Cool.
And as you guys leave, you can see that he says, thank you for your business. Good day.
Nat bows again and thanks him.
And as you guys
out.
leave, you see that he is casting prestidigitation and like polishing the counter where you guys laid your hands.
What an asshole. Honestly. Like, that dude did not have to be that mean.
Are we outside?
Right, guys? Right, Nat?
Yes, you're outside now.
Right, Tim? Rex?
Oh yeah. No, I got it. Is the door open?
The door is now closed. Or you can do it while the door's closing behind you if you want.
So what I want to do is, like, as we're leaving, I want to bring Vent into existence, and I want to attempt to cast invisibility on him.
Okay.
Now, so
Wait,
these
what?
explosions, do they affect anyone else?
Which is not prepared.
Invisibility on who? Again?
On his familiar.
My
Oh.
now is an owl familiar. And I want him to fly back in invisible if the invisibility spell works and poop on this guy.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Okay, I'm good. Whew.
Oof.
Okay.
Barely.
He's invisible.
He is invisible. Give
I'd like him to
me
fly
a
back in.
stealth check. You have advantage
Okay.
because he's invisible.
Alright. What is this?
It's an owl stats or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't have that right now.
Let's see. Owl. Find.
I
know
do
it
know,
has
I
one
do think they have a
HP.
+2. I think it's like a +2 or 3 though.
Hold on.
They have a +3 to stealth.
Really?
Yeah, because they're
Yeah,
silent
+1 to dex,
hunters.
so +3 to
Holy
stealth.
cow.
+3 to stealth.
Man, this Raven idea was a terrible one.
Yeah,
All right.
owl is the best familiar outside of what you can get with the warlock.
I just picked out because it had dark vision. Okay.
It has
Uh,
flyby. It has dark vision.
Roll 2d20 plus 3. How about that?
Oh ho, man, you're playing Russian roulette over here.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit. Oh my god.
Why
So,
does it
yes.
equal 24?
Because it rolled twice.
2 rolls.
No.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, so
That's
24.
Um,
funny.
Yeah.
So
You know
it
what-
does.
you know what happened.
There is a
And the second he does it, the second the what's it called? The
the pooping on him will turn him visible.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I'm warging through his eyes, and the second the payload is released, I want to
Okay.
take him out of existence.
So what you guys hear as the door closes is just like, ah! Like it's like a panic screaming. He says, "Oh, get it off! Get it off! Get it off! It's so disgusting! Damn beds!"
Like a Wilhelm scream. As he just dies instantly.
This doesn't do damage to him.
And we just keep going. We don't even stop.
Yeah, no.
God, that guy was obnoxious.
Yeah.
Well, he was a fancy pants, you know.
No. Well, no, DM, well done. Because I fucking
Yeah.
hated him, and I had no problem with you.
All right, so
Yeah, that
it's
thing
about
sucks.
midday now, probably around noon. What do you guys want to do now? You have sort of secured promissory notes, so to speak, from the House of Good Spirits and the Master Baker's Hall. Tomorrow they will have your selection of wines and beers and ales and meads and what have you, and spirits to try. And the Master
Yeah, I
Baker.
thought we were hiring people. Like we were getting mixologists.
Well, if you could as well, but that would be kind of. You could as well if you want to.
I suppose this is simpler.
Get
Let's just
someone.
stick with this.
But this would be just
Yeah.
this is simpler and for you. You would just need to restock whenever you come back to a major town or something. And the Master Baker does not know when exactly, but he has promised to contact you at the Yawning Portal when he has assembled some bakers for you. But that's what you guys have done so far. You also, Rex, while you were gone, you sort of passed by an orphanage in the southern ward called Amelia's Home for Lost Children. And I'll mark that on the map. But the rest of the day, it is now midday.
Okay, there's something going on there.
Amelia's Home for Lost Children?
Yes.
I am Amelie.
And I don't have it on the map, but I'll put it on the map. It is one of the orphanages in Waterdeep. But you guys, it's midday. You guys can, spend the rest of it as you will, or you can just wait until nighttime. If you want. Possibilities are many.
The
Well,
possibilities are endless.
Well, not
Does anybody
endless.
remember what Aveline wanted to do with the church?
She wanted to go there to check in with her order, so to speak.
Okay. Well, I mean, if none of the rest of you guys to do, then I mean, we could just go, to the church. I could get my stuff out of the way. That Aveline's stuff at least goes faster. Have to go there.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys, though.
fine with me.
Yeah.
All right, off we go.
All right, you might make your way to the spires of the morning. And a couple of things along the way. You pass by the yawning portal. You see Caxier leaving. She says she's headed for the library. She's meeting up with Vera there to research something. And I think that's pretty much what I'll have her do out of character while she's away, while her player is away.
Okay.
Wish her luck.
You guys make your way to the spires of the morning. And you see, it's midday now, so there's the sort of midday celebration going on. The bells are tolling. People are stopping to pray because it is, the time when Lathander and the sun are at its highest point. So obviously.
Right.
And you
sorry.
You step into those hallowed halls of the cathedral. It's a very solemn tone because people are worshiping and praying. Hands raised to the sun, one slightly above the other. And yeah, what do you guys do now that you're here?
I forget what it is right now, but who is the high priest right now? I would know
the
this,
High Radiance. The High Priest is known as her title is High Radiance Eos. And you would know, Nat, that she prays in the main cathedral during during midday. She prays there, and does a sermon in the morning, and then at midday, and in the evening when the sun is setting. They're short, simple affairs. They maybe last 30 minutes, but.
And just to double check, sorry. This was the one. There hasn't been a change to.
No, there has not been a
team or
change in
whatever
leadership since then.
Okay. This is the one that kicked me out.
Kicked out such a strong term.
You got dismissed.
Well, I mean, out of character, that's what happened. But I mean, yeah. But in character, not just. But yeah.
And you can make your way to the cathedral. So you open in front of you are these big double coral doors studded with gems and that are inlaid into these symbols of Lathander that catch the light of the sun pretty much at all times until noon when the sun's directly overhead. And then the caps of the spires of the morning sort of are kind of like lighthouses almost, how they reflect the light. But anyway, you guys make your way past the huge double doors, and inside this white marbled floor, there are halls and wings off to the left and right, but where you want to go, Nat, is down the center, this wide center hallway where there's stained glass windows letting in all the light, and sort of there's these alcoves, and inset into them are these massive white marble statues of the heroes of Lathander. And you recognize one, the most recent one, of a very short human woman. And she's wielding a giant axe. And
Is it back in proper condition?
Yes, it has been repaired.
No longer on the ground. All right.
Okay. Good.
Now we'll kind of look away awkwardly at it. Yes, never expected that before.
But yeah, underneath, at the base of the plinth of each of these statues are the person's name, how long they've lived, for the ones that are still alive, of course, there's no, end date, and then, how they served Lathander, what they were best known for, so to speak.
The saying Evelyn has had a lot. All right. I think she's died like what 4 times.
And
Yeah.
well, she's still technically alive. Like it's like the final death.
Right.
so to
Yeah.
speak.
Right. Right. But I'm just saying, like a cat.
And you'll have to pass by all these very imposing, like they're like one story, not one story. They're probably like several. They're like probably around 12 feet tall. These, yeah, it's about a story. The story's about 11 feet. It's about a story tall statues.
Okay.
And you make your way
Well,
to.
Nat would probably bow before each of them, like not like a full, but just like a little bit.
Yeah.
Bent.
Like a head bow, like you're acknowledging.
A little bit lower for evil. It's like you just hear a little sorry.
And since you're sort of in the last sort of half hour of the of midday, the sermon has the sort of the cathedral is pretty empty, except for some faithful who have stayed behind to continue communing with the morning Lord, and they're sort of in prayer. At the very back of the cathedral proper, there's even more stained glass here. As well. And the far back is a statue of Lathander, cast in solid gold.
Wow.
Real quick, Nat is going to suddenly remember because I suddenly, and they're going to take Solstice Pancake, which they usually have proudly on their back, and they're quickly going to shove it into their quartz brick bag.
Oh, why?
Let's try to like tuck it away out of sight.
Why would you do that?
Give me a perception check, Nat.
Me? Okay.
As you're walking, I'm assuming you're walking into the cathedral. You would know that the High Radiance Eos usually spends the full hour in the cathedral. She prays afterwards, after the sermon. So she's usually in the front.
That was it. That was a 10 for me for perception.
Okay, that's good enough because she
Wait, no,
wears.
9. Never mind.
She wears. So it takes you a while, but you do find her. You're sort of overcome by this place, the holiness of it. You haven't been back here in a while, so just the weight of it, so to speak, is on you, and it resonates with your soul. And then you eventually do see the back of High Radiance Eos. She's very she stands out a lot because she wears these pure white robes with with golden thread inlaid into it. Or woven into it very artistically, and she is praying up near the front like she always does, and there seems to be like a light halo around her, almost when you first see it, but you blink and
See your halo.
but it blinks and you disappear it, and it sort of dissipates. It must have been a figment of your imagination or something. She's an elven woman with blonde hair, and you're approaching her, and she's very tall, but she also is kneeling. And you get very close to her, and you see kneeling next to her is a person you are, not familiar with, but whose visage you are familiar with. It is a very short, blonde-haired woman in plate armor, and she is kneeling next to her and praying as well. And it is the same person of whose statue you smashed.
Oh, jeez. Sweat profusely. It's like, oh dear.
But they're very obviously praying, and because you can see their eyes are closed, but their lips are moving. And then the sort of the bell rings again to signify that the hour, the midday hour is up, and they end their prayers, and they open their eyes, and they look up to see this pink-haired fox person standing over them.
Probably let's have some kind of they quickly just drop to their knees.
Well,
Bow their head.
does Nat have a last name?
Rosewood.
Okay. Well, she says Paladin Rosewood. I did not. This is Eos speaking. She says, Paladin Rosewood, I did not expect to see you back at the Spire of the Morning so soon.
Yes.
I heard you were on a great quest for the glory of Lathander.
Yes, and that is the reason I have come back, Your High Radiance, to inform you on what I have seen and learned on my journey.
Oh, and she motions for you to sit in the pew.
Nat does.
And she sits as well.
Trembling just a little.
This human woman seems very interested in your conversation, so she sticks around. She, of course, asks the High Radiance first, and she says, well, of course you can stick around, Evelyn.
Nat almost has a heart attack.
These two people are looking at you very intently.
Mm-hmm. So basically, they're just going to start telling the story kind of more from the beginning, telling them, because like even they didn't know that I was cursed. So basically, I explained the curse, explain, how I went to the Feywild and spoke with, the queen there and did this thing for her, and now I'm all better. Yep. Yeah. I just kind of give him that little update there.
And I'm going to attempt to do an Evelyn voice here. I'm probably going to butcher it, so just be forewarned. And when you end, the human woman says, well, 1 second. Well, praise Lathander! That's horrible.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
And she's making the praying motion.
I think it's better than you
It's not
think.
terrible. It's better than I could do.
And then she says,
praise Lathander.
she says, your name was Rosewood, right?
Yes, Nat Rosewood.
Well, I'm
It's
Evelyn
spelled
Marthane. I'm also a
Oh,
paladin of Lathander.
Yeah, of course, I know about you. You're one of the great paladins of the thing.
Oh, well, I'm not that great.
Oh, well, I think you are.
Well, thank you.
Seems like it's like they're like thinking.
So
They're just like,
did you come back to pray to Lathander looking for more guidance in your life?
oh yes. I forgot the main reason. Is so. Yeah, so that curse, it made it so Lathander wasn't giving me my powers, and that it was instead the Queen of Air and Darkness. And so basically, I have come seeking, uh, asking for forgiveness for a lack of awareness to even have seen this happening.
And Eos says, well, she's only Lathander can forgive you, child. And I'm sure he is, of course, a merciful and forgiving God. I'm sure if you pray to him and ask for his forgiveness, he will offer it.
Of course, I just felt it needed to come forward with such a sin as this, so big as not even knowing who was giving me strength. Even if I was fighting, it still caused me to go astray.
Well, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Maybe Lathander was guiding you all along.
Uh, I hope so. I'd like to think so. Um, and they're thinking for a bit. It's like, do I tell them about the relic? Not from or the this awesome item that's not from Lathander. They just decided against it.
And
Yeah.
Evelyn says, "Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, um, Rosewood, Paladin Rosewood. I gotta get going. My friends need me back at our residence. But it was a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to hearing about your exploits soon.
It was an
Keep
honor.
it up. Maybe one day you'll have a statue here in the main hall. I got a good feeling about you."
They blush. And it's like that's very kind of you to say.
And
And,
she does a curtsy
bow
to. She shakes your hand vigorously when she says that. And she does a curtsy to the High Radiance, and then sort of hovers on out.
Those are so cool. It's like looking at the fine boots.
And the High Radiance sits up from her seat position and says, "I must be going too. People," she says, the advice I have to give you is this. If you pray to Lathander, he will. Even if you can't, like Evelyn said, even if you don't realize it, he has his hand in all things, on all things in his faithful's lives, even if you don't realize it. Perhaps this episode of yours was to bring you closer to him.
I
This
hope
trial.
so, and I will be doing everything I can to come closer.
And she says, "It was a pleasure meeting you again, seeing you again, Paladin Rosewood. You should," he said. She says, "Feel free to, use the cathedral and pray before you go."
I will do just that. Thank you very much.
And then she sort of gets up and she walks away, but she's doing it with such grace, she's almost gliding along the way. She's wearing a very long robe, almost like a dress, and so you can't see her feet, so it looks like she's gliding along the floor. And then as she gets about 3 steps away from you, attendants rise up from the pews behind you and follow her out.
Oh man, I was doing that in front of everybody. Then be very much more embarrassed that basically followed the masses out. I'm not exactly sure how the place is built, but is there like some place that you would go specifically to pray?
I mean, you were in the cathedral where it's
okay.
open to the public.
Okay, then I'll just stay there.
So I'm assuming you kneel and do the praying position. And what do you say?
I don't know. This would be Nat talking. It's like I don't even know what to say. Like I wasn't even giving you enough attention to even know where these powers were coming from, and I just accepted it without any kind of second thought. And I think I need to change that and make it so that I think about you more when I do these things and realize that it's not from me this stuff's coming in. Thank God. Or thank you. It's not coming from that evil queen anymore, but it is coming from you. You're giving me the power to do good, so I need to realize that and focus on that more than just letting it be something I don't acknowledge.
All right. Nat, you've never been the most pious individual. So during like prayer times and stuff, you often found yourself getting very drowsy. And that happens here. And as you're praying, you're finishing your prayers, your eyelids get heavy, and your hands begin to sort of droop down. And you sort of sink back onto your behind that's on your legs as you're kneeling. And your head dips down to your chest and you begin to sleep. But then you sort of wake up, but you're not in the cathedral where you are. You're floating in the sky, and it's very bright around you.
Am I falling?
You're not
I'm gonna look
falling,
down
you're
immediately.
floating.
Oh.
You're floating, there's clouds moving by you, and then
Heaven.
the sun
Jeez.
is in front of you, and it's very bright. You can't look at it. You have to divert your eyes. And it is sort of illuminate everything around you. And then there's this booming voice that comes from it. And it says, it's booming, but it's still comforting at the same time. That's kind of strange. But it says to you, little light, do not be afraid, for it is I, Lathander, and I have heard your prayers, and have come to reassure you that my unseen hand is at work in your life, and I have done all these things for my glory. He says, but another charge I have for you.
That's for a second. Forget it said his son. Looks at it very exciting for it. Oh,
And you're just blinded.
can't do that.
He says, little light, do not look upon me fully, for you cannot comprehend my radiance. And he says, little light, a storm is coming, one that will devastate the land. But it, like all things on Toril, will eventually pass. Afterwards, many will turn to faith, my faith, for comfort. However, false prophets will rise up and lead the people astray, using signs and wonders in my name. They will do so. These charlatans must be purged, and my people restored to my side. Do this, and I will bless all your days upon this earth.
It would be my honor to see it done, of course.
And as soon as you say that, you snap awake, and you're back in the cathedral.
Whoa. I just look around for a second. Usually not much of a dreamer. They'll look up and see how much time has passed. How long?
It was barely a second.
Oh. Interesting.
In that case, I guess now it's just going to hurry to find.
What were the rest of you doing during this time?
Out of character, I was getting a milkshake.
That'll be what Indy does too.
I think observing.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna serve. We're gonna serve milkshakes.
You weren't here last week, were you? But I said that.
I was here last week.
Were you? I brought it up.
I think it was shot down by someone.
It was. I said we should sell milkshakes.
I don't know. I'm weird sometimes. I forget stuff a lot.
But what was Rashemi? What were you doing during this time, if anything? And Rex and Indy as well.
I think Rex would have been walking around this holy building, kind of just observing the different iconography. of the place. Kind of, he has a pretty high passive reception, so he probably would have been paying attention to the conversation a little bit, but mostly just taking stock and just taking it in.
Yeah.
Of course, as you are walking by, you get the occasional sort of person that notices you are not wearing any iconography of Lathander, and they attempt to convert you to have, basically say, "Have you heard the good news about the Morning Lord? May his light forever shine upon you," and that sort of stuff. Trying to convert you towards the faith.
He would say, certainly, I travel. I'm sorry, I think, is Evelyn Thunder as well?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I just didn't want to be wrong. I would say I travel actually with a cleric and a paladin of Lathander. I greatly respect him. Thank you.
Oh, well, may you
It's
see the light.
bullshit. He's trying to get out of the conversation.
This appeases them, and they'll say, "Well, may you see the light soon, my dear brother." And they bid you a good day.
Indy or kind of.
Indy, you're getting more than
You-
usual. Like, you see Rex getting some, it's occasionally. You get like 2 or 3 at a time coming up to you.
Yeah, Rex is pretty
Hail Asmodeus, and I walk out. I'm kidding.
They are instantly holy symbols.
No, make him do it. He said it. Make him do it.
No.
This is why it's good to have a
No.
character voice, so you can differentiate.
Oh God, no! That's no.
I'll give it to you this time, but another time, another slip up like that, it's gonna have to roll with it.
No, make him eat it.
Just
kidding.
Okay.
Because you've done it a couple times now. Before saying beforehand that you were saying out of character.
Okay. Anyways, it's a goof. Yeah. So, if they start to like try and approach me, try and talk to me, and like do that whole thing of trying to convert me because I look like a devil or whatever.
Yeah, you were here last time and you got above, you and Cax, you're both got an above average number of people trying to convert you.
Yeah. So I'll just go and just play on like the side of the street, like a block or so away. Like not directly in front of the church because that's kind of a rude move, but like near enough.
All right. Rashemi, what do you do?
We're not near where those kids were, are we?
No, you're back. The kids were back. I'm sorry, I didn't know if you had any further interactions you want to do with them at the time. They're back in the southern ward.
I didn't know if it was like a similar, because we're up in the
Spires now, so you're in the Sea Ward. You're right up here
Sea
next to
Ward,
the
right.
Santa. Who would you?
Well, he doesn't have any interest in the Spires of the Morning. He might go see, like, the Sahalgan Humboldt, just to, like, say he did. It's, like, a very touristy thing, I imagine.
Yeah, they have like they probably have at there. They probably have those sheets that are
Yeah.
like see all the walking towers of Waterdeep. The walking statue of Waterdeep.
I get a
My
stamp.
parents went to Waterdeep and all I got this crappy T-shirt.
Yeah, I go and I get my stamp at the Sahalgan Humboldt, but it's the only one I've got, and I'm probably just going to throw away the little sheet. But I'll probably just be doing some sightseeing along the coast.
All right. I mean, you can also see the Field of Triumph, which is which is right here. I didn't mark it because no one worships that god, but it's like I think it's the Tempest. It's like heroes that martial heroes and stuff like that, and they're like exhibitions of like strength and stuff there as well. Kind of like
Yeah, you probably watch
sports
that.
and stuff there held as well.
Probably watches sports. I don't know. It's like wrestling, but they're all like naked. Naked. It's like old timey wrestling.
And I don't think Vera. You guys never made it to Waterdeep before, have you?
Probably not.
So Vera is like going like ooh and like all these things that she's never seen before, and like
yeah.
especially since
Most-
Rashemin is kind of like a closed off place and it's pretty much all human, and so like
Yeah.
all these new races and stuff that she's seen for the first time, and she's like wow, and she's like commenting everything you see that's new to her. But yeah, Nat comes out of the cathedral looking shook.
So I guess I'm only going to see Rex, right?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
so,
I'd catch up to you on your way out.
Well, I'm just running at the first person I see. Probably going to
Everything-
run right
everything
into him and grab him by the couch. Rex, there's a storm coming.
Honey, you got a big storm coming.
It looked clear when we came in. What's
No,
going
no,
on?
it's something big. I think it might be the librarians. But I got a vision.
Do you
all
mean
right?
here
Lathander. What?
in Waterdeep?
I don't know. It seemed like a really big one. Like the whole plane or something. I don't know. It did not seem like a physical storm, okay? It seemed more metaphorical in nature, as these visions usually are.
These visions are from.
Lathander. I got a vision from Lathander. He said that there was a storm, and that there would be false prophets, and they say they'd be for Lathander, but they're not, and they gotta be purged.
So Rex didn't hear much of this when you were talking to them. Can I make an insight check on Net?
Yeah.
Just like, what the heck are you talking
Just to make sure you're in your right mind.
Okay. I'm trying to convey kind of crazed.
Oh sure. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I can't shout. My
Super
throat
great
can't
at
take
this.
it.
Yeah, you can pretty much, get that Nat is very concerned about something. They believe that they have received vision from Lathander, and so
An angry god.
they are hysterical, and they're trying to convey information to you, but they're not getting the words out right.
But they seem genuine.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a storm, and it could be bad, and there could be people that's saying that they're on Lathander's side, but they're not, and they're going to convince people with what they do and magic and stuff, but they're going to be bad guys. Got to get rid of them.
Where are they?
Lathander. I don't know. It'll probably come around during the storm. The storm's not here yet. The storm is probably the librarians, although it could be a whole new thing, different big thing we got to deal with. Yeah, I was taking bullet notes, but I'll copy and paste this somewhere. Yeah. So we got I don't know if it's the librarians. That probably would have been helpful to figure out, but I didn't really feel like it was the appropriate time for questions.
Okay.
So we got to find the others. We got to deal with the librarians.
Okay. Let's go get the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go get the
He needs
Asmodeus
to throw across
worshiper
the
out of
street,
the
yeah.
damn church.
So you collect the others. They're close by. You see Indy off playing, and he points you to where Washemi went. And you've sort of gathered everyone together. You're back together outside the Spires of the Morning. It's about early to mid afternoon now, so you still have plenty of the day left.
Okay. Cool.
Did I ride Ukman here? Did I leave him? I can't.
Now,
That
Ukman he's a creature, so he can be summoned with you. Like, the cart could not go via teleportation circle because it is an object. It is not a creature. But Ukman is a
Oh
creature.
no, I'm just saying, like, did I leave him at the inn or someplace? Or,
Oh, that's
I
up to
can't
you.
remember. Brought him. Okay, but yeah, that's just kind of like staring off into space, just like petting over me. Up to you guys, whatever you want to do now.
Rex doesn't have really a stake in the trip right now. Want to go make some try to make some money, Indy?
Yes, I am. Always. Always gotta get a little more on the side. Plus, I just enjoy playing.
So what info does Net have about the impending storm? I'm trying to understand.
Like all things that the
Is there a
gods...
place we're supposed to go?
You're not certain, and that isn't certain either. Like all things the gods say,
No specific.
they are usually very cryptic in their response. Maybe it's because of the separation of the planes. They can't tell you
Okay.
everything, but gods very rarely speak to their followers in clear and concise, statements. Generally it's more emotions and feelings than actual words. So there's even actual like spoken word is very rare in and of itself.
Yeah, the only order I was given was to purge the false prophets, which obviously
So
are
this
here.
sounds fun.
Okay. And Rex is slightly concerned because we passed a couple that he could consider false prophets. There were people in the street that were just rambling.
Well, they're not talking in the name of Lathander. These are going to be
Oh,
people.
specifically
These are they would be more like heathens or blasphemers. They are not false prophets.
At least this is
Okay.
what Nat's thinking. I mean, obviously, what Nat is thinking is not, or may not be what was actually said. But my
Yeah,
thought
that's fine.
process right now is these aren't what we're talking about.
Yeah, you
Although they may
feel confident in that
become-
because they're not performing magic or signs or wonders in Lathander's name.
Right. Wait.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For a moment. No, it couldn't be. Dear God. The plot thickens.
Ooh woo.
Anyways, I mean, out of character, I want to that, to the orphanage, but there's no real reason for school.
Yeah, no.
Whatever.
Well, I'll mark it on the map,
yeah,
and you
let's
guys can
go.
go back there later.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're going to pass by there because we got to go back to the drink place.
Yes.
But for now, let's go make some money.
Sounds good to me.
I guess we're heading back.
So you're going back to the Yawning Portal then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the
Yes.
Yonic Portal. Let's try to make some money with Indy. He's going to play some songs. And then in the morning, we're going to go finalize these deals.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good. And so you guys make your way back to the Yawning Portal. It's beginning to, be because it's getting close to winter. The sun sets earlier in the day, so you get back in the late afternoon, early evening. The sun's already beginning to set. You see people, going into the Yawning Portal already. And when you open the doors, you see that there's it's not full, but there's a fairly large crowd of people there already. And they're drinking and eating, and they're cheering. And you see, give me a perception check, Indy, because this pertains to you.
Okie dokie, perception. That's going to be 20. It's a 14 plus 8, so that is a
All right.
22.
You see this beautiful elven or half-elven woman. It's difficult to because she's weaving in and out of the crowd and the people, but she's playing this lute, and the lute catches your eye because it looks. You have to stare at it for a bit because it doesn't quite look like a lute at first, but after you see her play it for a bit, it sounds like a lute, but it doesn't look like one. But she's weaving in and out of the crowd, and she's playing, and people are, cheering and tipping her whenever she passes by. And this is probably the bard that Durnan mentioned to you.
I'd assume so.
Kill. What? Huh?
What?
Nothing.
Okay. So she's currently playing a song. Everyone's loving it.
Bardoff.
Maybe, huh?
Said Bardoff, do it.
I
Steal the
don't
crowd.
know. Indy would perhaps try and do like an accompaniment, like something that would sort of enhance the song that she's already playing, maybe a little bit, not necessarily outplay her.
Okay. Give me, I'll have her roll as well, but give me a performance check.
Performance check, don't fail me now. I've rolled like about 6 or 7 5s earlier today playing D&D. Whew, that's a 17 plus 11, 28.
She got higher than you.
But I'm not trying to out.
So you don't try to outplay her, but you begin to accompany her, and she takes note.
She's sort of like a guitar player, and I'm sort of like the bass instrument behind that.
And she takes note of what you are doing, and she sort of dances and weaves among the crowd to get closer to you. Indy, from that you can see no check required, and anyone else, she is very dexterous in doing so. She does not trip. She is like, almost dancing through the crowd of people, despite, waitresses and drunk people, and drink and food being spilled. And she just almost like brushes past you, and as she does, you feel a voice in your mind, Indy, that says, may I ask what you think you're doing?
I'm just trying to play along, little help. Like not that you need help, but like try and make the night go even better.
She says, well, I was under the impression, this is all, of course, in your mind, I was under the impression that I was the sole bard under contract here at the Yawning Portal. I suppose you can play along with me if you keep up.
If that's all right with you, we worked out with the barkeep that me and my party here, the rest of Team Soteria, could stay for free as long as I provide some entertainment. And I figured I could work with you a little bit while we're staying in this tavern.
And there's a at that. She says, I think I'll have a word with Durnan later.
Okay.
As she goes by you see that her lute is a masterfully crafted one. It looks to be of like dark wood inlaid with mithril.
Dang.
And it looks almost impossible to play. There are a variety of weird, maybe decorations or accoutrement attached to it that don't make sense to be on just a standard lute, but would prevent a normal person or a novice from playing this lute without injuring or crippling their hands or severing a finger or something like that.
Sounds like a shitty loot, honestly. Hey, here's this.
I hear mithril. That just means it's amazing.
Do you say that out loud?
No, God, no. No,
Okay.
I'm saying is that in response to your description of it,
Okay.
I'm saying it sounds like a dangerous, bad loot to play.
For anyone other than this woman, and she says to you one last message to you. She says, "I'm Nessa, by the way."
Indy, pleasure to meet you.
She says, "We'll talk later, Indy."
Sounds good to me. I'll see you around. But you can respond to this message.
Do you know message 2?
I don't think I do.
Okay. Then you would be responding to her message then.
I know. I was just making a goof, critical role goof. Okay.
I know you were, but all right. And so, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll probably just sit down and order a drink.
Yeah, Rex would have some kind of dark ale in his hand. He'd be watching Indy, trying to make sure he doesn't make a fool of himself.
Yeah, I never make a fool of myself. I say,
Oh yeah?
straight face.
Let's talk about that first window that you tried to break into.
Shut up.
And you guys get served some hot meals and some cold brews. And you're enjoying your time. This elven woman with the silver hair is performing very skillfully, but Indy is managing to keep up with her.
Yeah.
Indy, give me a performance check to see how much you make during your time playing.
Yep, just give me 1 second. Ooh. Gotta put my dice back. Performance check. That is 16 plus 11, 27 again?
All right.
Again? Right? Yeah.
I think you made 28 the first time, but
Ah.
let's see. Let's roll 3d6.
3d6.
Ooh,
6.
ooh, ooh. You make
5.
you make
2.
17 gold.
Oh. Oh, that's even better. Heck yeah.
It's of course not all in gold, though you can exchange it. It's mostly like silvers, but they add up to that.
But, like, in terms of worth.
Yeah, in terms of worth, it's 17 gold.
Okay. Gotta add that to my character sheet.
While Indy's playing, the rest of you are enjoying drinks. Vera is vibrating uncontrollably because the Yawning Portal attracts even a more diverse clientele than Waterdeep. She's like, or she's with Koro. Koro, look at that one. Koro, wow, that guy's big. Koro. Kind of like Navi. Hey, listen.
Is this visible?
The vibrating is, but the speaking is not.
Okay. I'll stay out of it for now.
Just after a solid 100 gold.
What did you say was vibrating?
The sword.
Sword.
Oh, gotcha. You gonna answer that?
Oh, yeah, I'm just conversing with her mentally at this point.
And so you guys enjoy a hearty meal. Indy gets some tips, and you guys sort of pass the night away. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I'll ask Indy. You want to do the dancing looting? We made some money last time.
Yeah. Let's
All right.
let's do it.
Let's walk away from everybody else. I gotta try to do this. And I'm gonna do that tiny. What the hell is it? It's like tiny servant.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Third level spell or something.
Yeah. All right. Let's try it. I'll try it once. I'm not gonna try it more than once. I'll see if I can do it. Oh, I nailed it.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, so
You
this
guys
your
under my
loot
control.
begins to now. Of course, the loot will have to have your performance check, Rex, because it's under your control.
Okay.
So it sprouts these
Oh.
tiny legs.
Uh-oh, wait,
It
hold
sprouts
on.
these
no.
tiny legs and arms, and the legs begin, of course, walking and hopping around, dancing to the tune it plays, and the arms are strumming its own strings.
This could be bad.
And it's standing upright
And
it's standing upright like a
and he's
cello
sing.
is.
Okay. Do I need to make one now?
Yes.
I'm scared. Ah!
Oh no! So it falls flat on its face. It trips over someone.
Let's go for slapstick.
Yeah, so someone drops a mug of ale, tumbles off of a table, and it dodges out of the way, but it does so and it hits someone's foot and it just face plants over it with a thong.
Damn it.
And it's struggling to get up. And it can't it looks like it's kind of like just wobbling or waffling even on the ground because it can't.
Sorry, my
Can't get up.
headphones just died for a sec. What were you saying?
We rolled poorly.
Oh yeah, I saw. I heard that part.
It fell on its face.
And it's trying to get up, but it's just kind of rocking back and forth, almost like waffling on the ground.
Oh man. I'll use mage hand to stand it back up.
Nessa walks by and uses her foot to flick it back into your hand, Indy.
Damn it.
Thank you.
People don't seem amused. I'll just let the spell fade. Tried.
She's
Yeah.
she messages you, Indy. She says, "Never send a wizard to do a bard's job."
Tell me about it.
Out of character, we made some real money last time we did that.
You did, but she doesn't know that. She wasn't here then.
I know. The other two that I don't think were with us then. Might not have.
I think they were.
Were they?
Nat, are you just stoically putting the food in the mouth again? Just staring off into space still? Or have you somewhat recovered from your ordeal?
Mostly, yeah. I mean, they enjoyed the music, but they're not really. They're not really going to be contributing it.
All right. So you guys sort of pass the evening. You know, there's of course other than that, other than that mishap with the walking self-playing loop. You guys, everything goes your way. You have a good time. Food and drinks are had. You enjoy the music that Nessa and Indy are playing, and you pass the night away.
Fantastic.
It's getting close to that time for sleepy times.
Sleepy time.
Okay.
Alright.
Cool. And you, Indy, get a message in your head, and it's from Nessa, and she says, "Meet me upstairs in, this room in 5 minutes."
Okay. I do it.
Okay. And the rest of you just go back to your room and go to sleep?
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Indy, so you go to this room. Looks to be like a private room. Probably hers, because there's only like a single bed in here. There's some other furniture as well. But when you get inside, she's already in there, and the door closes behind you, and she's tapping her foot while she's standing and doing like the frustrated tapping her foot, and she's looking at you.
What's up? What'd I do?
And she says, "So you finally decided to come back to Waterdeep, huh?" And she's speaking out loud now. "It's been a while."
What?
He says 2 strings was transferred out because of you, you know.
What did I do?
It's what you didn't do. Remember, he gave you a job that you were supposed to do? That was time sensitive.
Out of character.
I remember this.
I have no fucking clue.
2
Also,
strings gave
he-
you a job to help out some doppelgangers along Waterdeep, and you guys just left Waterdeep without completing it.
Guys, I didn't know about it.
When?
Those doppelgangers were very important to our plans, and because we weren't able to ensure their safety or convert them to our cause, they've been set back, and as such, 2 strings has been demoted, and I've been put here in his place. I'm not like 2 strings. If I give you a mission, I expect you complete it. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Yes.
Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely.
Good. You can go now. If I have a mission, I'll give it to you. Or actually, she'll say,
Thank
if
you.
I have a mission, one of my people will give it to you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Well, it won't happen again.
And that's what happens to Indy. Whether he shares that with everyone or not is up to him. But you guys all...
Oh my god, I legitimately do not remember that quest line at all. Like
It
that.
was one of the first ones that was given to you when you stayed at the Yawning Portal, and you told me out of character that you were a member of the Harpers. And I was like, okay, I'll give you some missions. And I gave you a Harper mission, you're like, okay. And you just forgot, I guess.
Yep.
And people died.
This is why I need to take notes.
Okay.
Ugh.
But you guys all wake up in the morning around the same time. Around 8 or 9. You know, make your way downstairs.
Sure.
Get breakfast.
Okay.
Nessa, the bard, is not there. Like Dernan said, she plays in the evenings. But of course, the clientele, the customers are also, like I said earlier, the morning is not a hopping place for a tavern. But after you guys sort of
Definitely
eat and finish up, the rest of the day in Waterdeep is open and available to you, so you can make your way elsewhere.
If nobody else had any plan, hop off. I'm getting a pretty sharp headache. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
I mean, if we still had something else we want to do, I can keep.
Just get a contracts assigned, man. Buckle up now.
It's fine. We gotta wait till noon.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Might be a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a short and sweet one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys did get some stuff done, set up some stuff for future sessions. Hopefully more people will be back. There's still a lot of stuff to do in Waterdeep. But
Yeah, gosh, it'll be 2 weeks, right?
yeah, so I won't be here next week, but the week after, hopefully, and I'll post this in the Discords. But the week after, or we can make a makeup session. But the week after, we can begin again.
I think makeup sessions are kind of hard for me to do.
Yeah, it's still hard when you're in school. Let me end the
School.
stream really quick. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.